The Senate budget, expanded family leave for teachers, tax cuts, water and sewer funding, and horse betting. Hello, I'm Dean Faile, President and CEO of the York County Regional Chamber, and that's what I'll cover in this week's Taking Care of Business Through Advocacy. April 10th was the crossover deadline in Columbia. Crossover is an adopted rule, which means it is the last day that a bill was introduced in one chamber can pass over to the other chamber unless the receiving chamber votes by a 2/3 supermajority to consider it. As a result, we saw a lot of movement last week. But let's take a quick look at the Senate Finance Committee proposed, released, and advanced $13.6 billion budget for 23-24. The Senate went a little farther than the House on the state employee raises by providing for a $2,500 raise for everyone making up to $50,000 and a 5% raise for those earning over $50,000. Teachers will see a similar raise. The budget also provides $96.2 million to decrease the individual income tax rate by 1%, $95 million to freeze in-state tuition fees, $80 million in technical college scholarships, and $40 million to the Department of Agriculture for the Growing Agribusiness Fund. The House saw most of the crossover action and unanimously approved paid family leave, or House Bill 3908, a bill that would allow teachers and staff to have paid parental leave for 6 weeks when they give birth to a child or are primary caretakers of a newly adopted child. Under the bill, the co-parent is allowed up to 2 weeks. The House passed the corporate license fee exemption, or House Bill 3810, which would allow a company to discount the first $50 million of outside investment from its corporate license fee calculation when filing its tax reports. This bill will now head to the Senate. The House also passed ARPA authorizations, or Senate Bill 604, that would send the remaining $586.6 million in the American Rescue Plan Act funds to the Rural Infrastructure Authority in order to improve South Carolina's water and sewage infrastructure. Since several amendments were added to the bill, this will return to the Senate. And charging to the finish line, the House passed the South Carolina Equine Advancement Act, or House Bill 3514, which would expand horse gambling in South Carolina, in a state long opposed to gambling. The bill heads to the Senate now, where it faces long odds. Even if the bill passes the Senate, many are betting against a trifecta, speculating that Governor McMaster would veto this bill. We'll check back in next week for more updates on South Carolina legislation.